Why don't you tell me
someone is loving you?
'Cause you're my girl.
Some say it's no longer true.
They're saying
Some slick continental dude.
Anyone that's watched this channel for a very long time knows that I'm not very good about getting out videos, especially in time for a season. So this was a bit important to me that I get this one out because I really wanted to be on time. I was originally going to do one of those traditional Valentine's Day horror films like Valentine or My Bloody Valentine or just something with Valentine in it, but I decided to go a little non-traditional and look for something that had a good love story, but also a good horror story. And there was one movie that I had been wanting to watch for a while now, but never really jumped on it. And that was Blacula. Out of spite, Dracula turned an African prince into a vampire and locked him in a coffin for over a century. Set free in 1970s Los Angeles, he now seeks his reincarnated wife while the police try to put an end to a series of strange deaths. This is a pretty well-known blaxploitation horror film, and I really got a lot more exposure to it in horror noir, which I watched for October of last year. And they were talking about how good this film was, or really how good it was for the black community. And I can understand why. Despite the quality issues with the equipment and resources that they had, this is a high production film. It's got a great production value to it because of all the effort that was put into getting as much out of everything they had as they could. And part of that is thanks to William Marshall. He is fantastic as Mamuwalde. He is a fantastic actor, and he brings a presence to Blacula that garners both respect and dignity, but in a moment's notice can become very vicious and violent. He has got this animal ferocity, but also animal magnetism about him, yet he never feels like he truly loses control of himself. And in his dialogue is so good. He has a great voice, a nice, deep, rich voice, and everything he says is so cool. I really loved his performance in this. I loved Blacula. I loved how everything played out. Instead of playing this up for a schlocky feel or an offbeat, inferior version of Dracula, which the trailer would make you think is exactly what this is, it's actually playing itself very seriously, and it's focusing on the characters and story rather than having a whole bunch of amazing effects, because honestly, they had to pull teeth, no pun intended, to get a high-speed camera for one of their scenes. And I had to say that having that did help. That was a very good scene that they had, but they normally had to do things pretty simply just because there weren't a lot of resources they could really gain. Everyone put on a great performance. All of the characters were well written, especially Mamuwalde, which the fact that I can pronounce his name at all is a miracle unto itself. Now, with that said, there is something interesting that happened with this film. Apart from the teleporting singers, which I guess they didn't have enough room in that club to show both dancers and singers in the same place, there were some moments late in the film that I saw as issues, but when I thought of what effect it had on the film, these weren't really problems per se, because the end effect actually improved the film because the story went in a better direction because of what happened. So, would I want them to be removed? No. But because there's something that's technically wrong or an issue, I would normally say that's a bad thing, but they did something kind of bad to get something really good. I am conflicted about that. Because I want to complain about these things, but not ad nauseum, but I don't want to get rid of them because I can't think of how you would make the story go in the conclusion that it did, which was damn good. I just don't know how to really replace that. Honestly, I can't blame them for doing what they did because it was for the benefit of the film. So I really can't say it's a problem as much as it is just kind of a compromise, per se. I'm okay with putting logic aside, at least a little bit, showing forgiveness there because, honestly, they used it properly. They took their disadvantage and turned it into a tremendous advantage, which is pretty much the story of the entire film. And here's something that a lot of people are going to say that I'm wrong about, I'm sure. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. This is the best Dracula character I have seen. Think about that. I have seen Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, and the, what's his name? Oh, the Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've seen all these Draculas, and they're really, really good. But as a character, Mama Waldy, even though he is not the Dracula, he is the best Dracula character. He encompasses everything that I would want in in a performance of someone trying to be Dracula. He has the ferocity, the dignity, he has the, as I've heard from others, the sex appeal. He's just so many things in this one character. This one performance was so good. I haven't seen someone hit all of these marks so well. And I know, considering the ones I'm describing here, that should not have happened, but every time I think of the other ones that I've seen, there's something either missing or didn't quite go as far as I'd like it to be. And there's different issues with the things I've seen, and they are becoming more apparent when I look at William Marshall's performance. He is just so damn good as Blacula that I gotta say, he is the best Dracula character and the best actor to play a Dracula character. But with that said, I will admit that Blacula, the movie, is not the best adaptation nor the best Dracula story. That I would probably put towards Bram Stoker's Dracula, but that's a debate for another day. For right now, I would say that this was a surprise watch for me. I was not expecting this to be as good as it was, and I can see why it made it onto the show Horror Noir. I would definitely recommend this film, as it came in at a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. So, you can grill me all you want in the comments section, but at least make sure that you subscribe, like, or dislike, as so many of you have found that option very viable, but give me some kind of feedback. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of the review, the movie, or my assessment. So, with that said, have a good night.